Hello?
Hi. Yes, you should be on.
Hello? Hello, hello, hello?
We can hear you.
Okay. All right. This is Councilmember Shepherd. We're back.
Councilmember?
Yes, we're back. Okay. So we're back. We will continue forth now with 2 hours and how many minutes do we have left, Ms. Lindo?
2 hours and 28 minutes and 59 seconds.
Okay. We will continue with our public hearings, our public comments, rather. Thank you.
I'm in support of the Public Safety Training Center on Key Road. I support the Black and Blue.
Yes, my name is Lisa DeGolian. I'm calling in favor of building the Police Training Center. I feel that the calls of the public of the United States have all been to retrain the police and make sure that they are trained well and will treat people fairly. So I think that building a police training center is utmost important. And I think that the concerns of any kind of environmental group is really second to the whole issue of building the training center. Nothing should come in the way of building it. I understand there's an issue about cutting down some trees. I think that the initial police training center planted the trees themselves, so some more trees can be planted and they can also be moved, whatever. But we need to build a police training center above all. So thank you.
My name is Mary Hughes, and I'm calling in support of the Police, Fire, and Corrections Training Facility and grounds to be proposed to be on 150 acres of what used to be the correctional farm. I can't think of a better use of that land. There's been a lot of disinformation out there and implying that this is pristine forest being cut down, that it's going to be 300 acres and it'll all be clear cut. Nothing could be more nonsense. But irrespective of that, we really need a facility like this. We need leadership training for our public servants, and we need better places for them to train, and we need better places for the horses to be kept. And this is a really important project and a statement of support for the people who protect us. Thank you very much.
Hello, my name is Gabrielle Scott, and I'm a resident and voter in Atlanta. I'm in City Council District 4. I am opposed to the proposal by Joyce Shepherd to give public land to the Atlanta Police Foundation. I believe that all land is sacred and that this land should be kept and decided on by the neighborhood residents of DeKalb County. I also believe that cops do not keep us safe and therefore should not have the right to basically use public land just so they can train. I believe that the land itself is something like the forest to be used for other things for the DeKalb County residents that wouldn't necessitate building new structures and destroying it. I also believe that with the cops brutalizing protesters, that they should be getting consequences, not rewards. So yes, my name is Gabrielle Scott. I'm against the proposal for Joyce Shepherd to give public land to the Atlanta Police Foundation. Thank you.
Good afternoon. This is Firefighter Hunt. I'm a 6-year veteran at the City of Atlanta, and one of the main issues that I've had, as well as a lot of other firefighters is lack of adequate training. And it's very important for us to have a training facility, a place that is a controlled environment to help us hone and master our skills. And we face a large variety of issues, a large call volume, and a lot of different hazards, and it's very important for us to be able to really hone and master our skills to give the citizens of Atlanta the quality care and protection that they need. And I would just like to ask any of you, if you live in Atlanta, or if you have a loved one, a mother, a son, daughter that live in Atlanta, would you feel comfortable knowing that the public service did not have the adequate knowledge, experience, and training they need to successfully give you the quality care that you deserve? So just keep that in mind. Thank you. Have a good day.
Hi, my name is Allison Kaufman, and I'm a resident and voter in Atlanta and also a resident of DeKalb County. I live in City Council District 5, and Councilman Archibong is my representative. And I'm calling to oppose a proposal by Joyce Shepard to lease public land to the privately owned corporate-funded Atlanta Police Department. This land should be used for residents in surrounding neighborhoods in DeKalb County and not used to further grow and advance the police force in our city. After a year of violence and calling for reckoning of police brutality in our city and across the nation, it is very disheartening to not only see the increase in spending on police, but also the proposal of this new facility. This process has not been democratic. It has not allowed for adequate public participation. We request that there are more democratic processes for just issues like this, and that the land and these resources be used for other important social needs, like addressing the incredible homelessness problem in Atlanta, and food inequality, poverty, issues with education, and also health, both mental and broader health, including reproductive health. So we ask that you please vote no and use this money in ways that will actually help our community and not in policing, which does not keep us safe and does not move us towards the city we want to create together. Thank you.
Good afternoon. Yes, my name is Sherry, and the last name is Rose, R-O-S-E, and I'm a local resident. And I had just wanted to call and leave a message with regards to the property that you all want to build a training facility on. I am against that, and we would like to keep the property as is and not build on it and destroy more green space. Thank you for your time, and have a good day. Bye-bye.
Hello, my dear representatives. My name is Jason Baumunk. I am a homeowning resident of the city of Atlanta in District 9. My number is 770-899-3348. If any of you should, for any reason, care to reach out to me. Like most of your callers today, I assume I'm calling about the proposed training facility in the forest on the old prison farm. I think a lot of people are saying a lot of things to you about the fact that your constituents really don't want you to spend our money to expand and further militarize the police. That question aside, I would like to, I'm thinking about Atlanta, as all of you know, has a history of being very concerned with our public image. The city too busy to hate, et cetera, et cetera. I'd like to encourage y'all to be thinking about the fact that after last year and the pandemic and the uprisings in the wake of George Floyd, and in light of climate change and the fact that it's 110 degrees in Seattle, the eyes of the world are on Atlanta, and they have been since last year, and they're not going to go away. And I don't think necessarily bulldozing forests, which, as you know, create oxygen and fight climate change. Bulldozing the forest in order to create facilities to train people to crack heads. I don't think it's an image you want to be portraying. And I say this with all respect for this esteemed body. I'm very grateful to be a citizen of Atlanta, to be a voter, to be a part of the process. I take it very seriously. And I think that y'all maybe need to slow your roll on this process. And if you insist on going forward with this process, you need to democratize it considerably more. People don't want this, and I hope you're listening. As I've said, I would love to hear from any of you, especially my representative, Mr. Hillis, who wants to call me. 770-899-3348. Thank you.
Yes, this is Richard Wilkinson. I'm calling to let you know that I support the building of the training center on Key Road now. Crime is a big problem in the city, and they need more policemen. Thank you.
This is Tyler Pearson calling to urge you to save the South River Forest in the Atlanta Prison Farm. Keep it green space. Don't lease it to the police. Doing so would be detrimental to the environment, the animals that live there, the surrounding communities, and in general, we need more green space and less police.
Hi, my name is Hadar. I'm a resident and voter in Atlanta. I oppose the proposal of Joy Shepard to lease the land surrounding the old Honor Farm, prison farm, to the police, to corporate-funded Atlanta Police Foundation. I believe that this is not what we need, and this isn't what we've been asking for. In fact, we've been asking for the opposite, and that it is kind of insulting that the city is just in a time when just last year there were calls for defunding the police. Now we're investing in the police and increasing the police budget. And this just doesn't align with the needs and requests of the constituents in this area. I have spoken with many people living around the prison farm, and everyone I've talked with does not want this to happen. They want it to continue being an open green space for people to walk through and enjoy. And people think that forest is important, and it is important. So this decision doesn't make any sense to me. I don't agree with it. It's time that we learn other ways of creating safety in our communities and investing in our communities, in the people themselves, not in more cops. I personally don't feel safe with more cops, and I know many, many other people in Atlanta feel the same way. So that's what I have to say. Thank you for listening to my comments.
Hi, my name is Trey Edwards. I'm an Atlanta resident, and I am in support of building of the training center on Key Road now. It needs to happen.
Hello, my name is Richard Holcomb. I'm a City of Atlanta and DeKalb County resident. Graduate of Reed High School. Wanted to remark on the prospective leasing of the prison farm and speak against it. I know that the original Atlanta City design plan included prospective plans for including the South River project and the prison farm as well in a larger park effort. I would think that that would be the better use of the land. There are industrial sites around the city of Atlanta that are not currently in.
You ready to go? Look, I'm going to take you to it. Awesome.
day, really? I'll pay for your parking. Don't go like a million miles away. I'll make it not.
Where do you park on North Island? Isn't what's area on North Island?
Yeah.
It's packed and there's not.
I know. Because people are watching the game and they're all drinking and you gotta be careful.
We were down by Soto a few blocks, I guess, south of let's do it down in east in the park.
I guess, yeah.
I've heard enough.
I'm done with it.
Be really careful. Don't leave anything valuable in your car. However careful you're going to be, shovel it. Thank you.
Yeah.
Really good, actually.
Hi, I'm calling in regards and voting is yes and it because the crime is ridiculously insane in our city, and we need this for our officers, we need this for our firefighters, we need this for public safety. So I am in favor. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Chloe Ralston. I'm a Atlanta native. I live in DeKalb County. I just wanted to let my voice be heard, urging you to please vote no against the leasing of the forest lands to the Atlanta Police Foundation and for them to build their training center. Vote no. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Miss Gloria Smith. I'm calling because I am in support of the training center for the police and fire department. Thank you so much for your support.
Hi, my name is Hollis Montgomery, and my husband and I live in the Buckhead area with our 12-week-old brand new son. We are very excited for his arrival, but very concerned about the recent uptick in crime in Atlanta. And I'd like to call in to very much voice my support for the Public Safety Training Center. And I'd like for everyone on the City Council to know that us and our family are very much in support of this initiative. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Shazia Engem. I'm a resident of Atlanta, calling to voice my opposition to the construction of a police training facility on the site of the old Atlanta prison farm. My friends and I have spoken to residents of Districts 5 and 12 respectively, people who would be directly affected by this proposal were it to pass. And folks in both districts are staunchly in opposition of the proposal, and almost every person we talked to in District 12, which is Joe Shepard's own district, didn't even know that this was happening. Joe Shepard says that she's doing this for her community and because of input from her community. Nothing I've seen, heard, or experienced has backed this claim. The land the Atlanta Police Department wants to build the facility on was previously an old prison farm with a brutal and dehumanizing past that shouldn't be used to train more cops to terrorize Black, brown, and working class residents. The Atlanta Police Foundation and its corporate factors are actively policing violence and destruction of land over community interest. No one wants this. I implore the Atlanta City Council to listen to the voices of their community members and constituents. Thank you.
Hi, I'm calling in favor for the Public Safety Training Center. The reason why, because we need more training, we need a better system to fight against, to get people ready and prepared for the safety of our city. Thank you so much.
Hi, my name is Kelly DeVerix. I'm a resident of DeKalb County. I oppose the proposal by Joyce Shepard to lease city-owned land to the privately owned, corporately funded Atlanta Police Foundation. This land is listed as an area of ecological and historical significance in Atlanta city design and should be used to benefit the health of surrounding neighborhoods rather than increasing cop presence and surveillance in the area. Cops and cop academies do not keep people safe. This proposal lacks a democratic process. Residents were not consulted prior to this proposal, and meetings continue to be held behind closed doors with no transparency. It's time that the mayor and city council listen to and address the needs of real working class people in Atlanta and DeKalb. Vote no on the proposal to lease this land to the Atlanta Police Foundation. We will remember your vote on this matter come November.
Hey, this is Justin Collins. I just wanted to say how much I appreciate what the police do for the land every day, the danger they're in. I know there's some controversy over the training facility, but the police need this training facility very badly. So did the firemen, because these first responders need to be trained. They need to be trained well, which will make them better citizens and make them better for the whole city. So please vote in support of the training center. It's vitally important for the morale and the future of the city. Thank you for your consideration.
Hello, my name is Nina Frummel, and I am a resident and voter here in Atlanta. And I would just like to comment that I oppose the proposal by Joyce Shepard to lease public land to the privately owned, corporate-funded Atlanta Police Foundation. I don't believe this is a good use of land, and I really wish that the council had requested the community comment on how this land should be used before taking these steps forward to put a cop facility on this land. I don't believe it's going to help public safety, and I have called several times to tell the council this, and I will be emailing all of you individually to put forth that this is a very important issue that voters care about. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Hi, this is Teresa Ott calling to state my opposition to the destruction of the Atlanta Forest and building on that land a cop training facility and a film studio. I believe that both of these are incredibly detrimental to our city, and I hope that you listen to all of the voices that speak out against this. How this has been handled. The public has been silenced, and I'm really disappointed by that. Thank you. Bye.
Hi there. My name is Colin Delargy, and I am calling the Public Safety Committee to express my distaste for the Atlanta prison farm plans that Ms. Shepard, among others, has proposed to the council. I find the prison farm, the proposed use of the prison farm for the public safety training facility to be inappropriate for a number of reasons. So many that I'm sure others have detailed that it's hard to get in here. I think one thing that came to mind is just that, public safety means a lot of things. And when you look at the heat wave in the Pacific Northwest, for example, recently in British Columbia, hundreds of people died in just a few days. Heat is the number one killer from climate change so far. You see this in Europe all across when they have heat waves every few years. And it's only getting worse, and we're all aware of that. So, tree canopy, especially large areas of tree coverage and forest, one thing that they do is they protect people from that. They lower the urban heat temperature. They reduce urban heat dome. And so, that's just one thing that occurred to me is like the Public Safety Commission should really think about safety for all people and not just this one particular type of safety that is policing and police training. Overall, I think, I know that y'all are all sort of in your own mindsets about this thing, but I think it's a really bad look. It's a really bad look. And I don't think you're aware of what a bad look it is to be cutting down forests in an era of climate change, in an era of social justice and rethinking policing, to be building a military-esque police training facility in an era of municipal budget constraints, where a lot of people fight for limited resources, to be giving land away. It's just a bad look. And I think that that's something to really keep in mind. It's embarrassing. So I hope that y'all make the right decision. I know it's not today, but I just wanted to put my 2 cents in, and hope you have a great day. Bye.
Hi, I'm a resident of Peachtree City,
and I am concerned with the uptick in crime, and something must be done. Please vote yes on the building of the Public Safety Training Center on Key Road. Thank you.
My name is Chase Connor. I'm calling in favor of the privately funded new police and fire facility. It's a good idea. One that we have is not up to par. We have Legionnaire's disease growing in there, for goodness sakes. And if that wouldn't be a normal public outcry for other individuals, then I don't know what it would take. But that being said, I am for it. I really, for those who are against it and for who are weakening our police department, that you all don't understand that if we have a weaker police department and we don't have policing in our neighborhoods, then all you're doing is inviting the federalization of our police force, which you do not want, because those of you who are against the police and for having police have video camera recordings of all their events, you're not going to have that with the feds. And the feds aren't going to be people from the community. The police that we have are people from within our community. That is our community police. Being federalized, you have people, this is not their community, and they're here to do a job. It doesn't matter who you are or what you say or what you think. They're going to arrest you, and you'll be detained indefinitely. And then you reach a point where you can just kiss your Miranda rights goodbye. So I'm almost to the point where that's fine for me if that happens, because my family and friends are law-abiding citizens and they won't be affected. But for those that are the ones who riot in the streets and, destroy our federal buildings, destroy our city property, beat up our civilians who have a different thought process or mindset or don't agree with them, you all are the ones that are going to be affected. And really, we're looking out for you. I'm sure it's hard for you to grasp. And at times it's even harder for me to wonder why we, do care about you all so much, because you all don't care about us. And it's not a us versus them. It's we should be together. You just need to understand, because as intellectual as you all say you are, I don't see it. And I know you don't see it from where I'm coming from too. That's why I just kind of at the point where, I'm fine if it does play out in the fourth, because then maybe you'll wake up to the realization. But at that point, it'll probably be too late. So I pray you all make the right decision. Thank you.
So my name is Lacey Davis, and I'm calling to urge you to vote against leasing the former Atlanta prison farm to the Atlanta Police Foundation. Atlanta and DeKalb residents need you to protect the almost 300 acres of green space. And honestly, I'm shocked we're still having to have this conversation. If you feel like you really need to build this militarized police training facility, which I urge you not to do for a variety of other reasons, I encourage you to find a different location for it that doesn't entail clear-cutting forest. We know that our green spaces in Atlanta and around the world are not infinite. And as a public servant, it's your duty to protect this limited resource, right, for our community's quality of life. So please do not lease the former Atlanta prison farm, which also, despite having immeasurable cultural importance, also has environmental importance, to the Atlanta Police Foundation. Please listen to your residents, to your constituents. Thank you for your time.
Hi, my name is Libby Mandarino. I'm a resident of DeKalb County, and I'm just calling in opposition to the City Council's plan to clear cut the forest and put a giant cop training facility there. First of all, I think it's undemocratic that the Atlanta City Council is making this decision on behalf of DeKalb County residents without consulting them or getting any input from them in any measurable way. I also, after last summer, watching the police just beat and tear gas people all summer, do not think that they should be given a ton of money to practice their beating and tear gassing skills so that they can hurt citizens more effectively. That money should be going to doing basically anything else on earth. Maybe like expanding PAD services to be more than 9 to 5, expanding mental health services, consulting with the Atlanta Homeless Union and asking them how they would like housing to be done. There's a lot of great ways that that money could be used that do not involve giving it to police officers. Thanks so much.
Yes, hi. My name is Julia Nieves, and I'm calling. I live in the city of Atlanta, and I'm just calling to comment on Ordinance 21. I am a mother, and I am a resident here, and I really love living here. And I'm just calling because I need you all to vote no on Ordinance 21 and keep your word about protecting nature and people. We need green space here in Atlanta. We need to save the Atlanta Prison Farm property and not convert it into another development and not cut down trees and not get rid of the land. We already have enough trouble with the waterways and with the lack of green space and the need for green space. Please, please, please keep your word and vote no on Ordinance 21. Just vote no, please. This is not something that we need to do. We need to preserve green space and clean water for future generations, because if we destroy these things, we will not have anything for our children and our grandchildren. And just in the name of development is not enough. It should not be like that. There are other ways. There are creative ways. There are more problem-solving ways to get at this. And we need to preserve the water and the land. It is really, really important. So please say no and keep your word. Say no to Ordinance 21. Thank you so much.
I am in support of the Public Safety Training Center on Key Road. I support the black and blue.
Yes. Good afternoon. My name is Yolanda Jackson, and I'm calling to speak on behalf of Public Safety Training Center. I support the project to move forward with the new training center for police and the fire department. They are much need of facilities that speak to what they are all about. Both have lots of vacancies that they need to fill, and it's important that we support our public safety entities and request that you vote yes on moving the project forward. Thank you.
Hi, this is Kelsey Bond. I live in Atlanta City Council District 2. I'm calling to ask Public Safety Committee to vote no on Top City. It should not be, the land should not be leased to the Atlanta Police Foundation. The entire process has been incredibly undemocratic, and especially Joyce Shepard. It's clear that you don't care what your constituents think, and that's not how democracy works. So I'm asking all of you, especially Joyce Shepard, to vote no on the leasing of the land to the Atlanta Police Foundation, and that's respectful of Top City Hall.
Hello, my name is Lila Gibbons. I work in and around Atlanta with public schools in partnership with Kaiser Permanente based out of Buckhead. And I'm a resident of DeKalb County, so I'm particularly motivated to call today and ask to oppose the proposal by Joyce Shepard to lease the public land to the corporate-funded Atlanta Police Foundation. This land should not be used to further surveillance and policing in the city. It should be able to be used by residents in the surrounding neighborhoods in DeKalb County. Our citizens across the city have shown for the past year, including 14 plus hours of public comment last summer, to reduce the police budget, that we don't need to be spending more money on policing and surveillance, but we need to think creatively about other ways to keep our community safe, like
closing ACDC and opening a Center for Wellness, Equity, and Freedom. And so, yeah, I hope that we really listen to working class people in Atlanta and address poverty, systemic inequity, desert education, lack of affordable housing, aid to our houseless communities, all of which keep our communities safe. The safest communities and neighborhoods in Atlanta and in the surrounding area are those with the most resources, not those with the most cops in them. And so, yeah, just hoping that you will not turn this forest that used to be a prison farm, which just underscores the connection between, you know, policing as a form of like modern day slavery. So I really just want to encourage you to keep it a forest, to keep it a space that can be enjoyed by the community, and not one that's going to cause more fear and harm to communities around them. Thank you so much.
I am in support of the Public Safety Training Center on Key Road. I support the black and blue.
Hello, my name is Matt Cochran, and I'm calling with concerns about the increase in crime and wanting the City Council to do something about that. And part of doing something about that is voting yes on the building of the Public Safety Training Center on Key Road. And so I'm calling to voice my support for that and register my strong support for that in hopes that the council will move that forward for the good of all Atlanta residents. Again, my name is Matt Cochran, and thanks for taking this message. Bye.
My name is Louis Calderon, and I'm calling to support the building of the training center on Key Road now. Crime is the biggest problem in our city, and we need more police officers, and public training and safety should be our top priority. Thank you.
Hi, this is Kristen Adams. I am a Buckhead resident, and I also work in Buckhead. And given just the substantial increase in crime over the recent year or two, really am asking you all to please vote yes on the building of the Public Safety Training Center on Key Road. Thank you.
My name is Tony Archie. I am calling to propose that the Atlanta Police Training Center not be built and that any votes against will be made against moving forward with it. With temperatures rising all over the nation and in tropical storms and droughts becoming worse, we cannot afford any more large-scale deforestation. Climate change is real, and projects like these are exactly what are going to push us to a point of no return. It is also apparent that my community of Atlanta does not wish to have large amounts of money put into the police. Useful training can be planned and paid for in a way that is cost-effective and environmentally humane. If there is any concern of jobs, perhaps putting the money towards creating training programs in already existing establishments would be of interest. Or that money could be used to fund educational grants or be put into fixing our roads or upgrading our mental health facilities or renovating the county's poorest schools. There's so much that should be done outside of tearing down over 100 acres of forest to train police in brutal combative practices that simply don't work and cause public unrest. Please consider the voice of your community. Thank you. Tony Archie.
Hi, my name is Matt, and I'm a resident of Fulton County, calling to oppose the building of Cop City. We do not need a police training facility. We already have one, period. There's no need to build an even bigger one that's like 5 times the size of New York's police training facility. You've already increased the police budget. Let's instead move money out of policing and into infrastructure, public housing, healthcare, etc. Programs that actually lift up communities, programs that people actually want to prevent crime. Policing does not prevent crime. Policing creates crime and creates a culture of fear. And communities that don't want more policing. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Sarah Kennedy, and I am a native Atlantan and currently live in Buckhead. The distressful times that we are living in with the rise in crime is just inconceivable compared to the Atlanta that I grew up in, and I am extremely supportive of what is going to hopefully happen with the Public Safety Training Center. I'm a big supporter of the Atlanta Police Foundation and the Atlanta Police Department, as well as our firemen, and this facility needs to be built and must be built hopefully as soon as possible. And the training center, I believe, on Key Road, if there's any controversy, there shouldn't be, because it needs to be done for the safety of our citizens and for the boost in morale of our police force and our firemen. Thank you, and the best of luck in running our city, which I love very much. Thank you.
My name is Sally Weddle, and I've lived in Midtown Atlanta for 50 years. I'm concerned about crime in Atlanta, and also concerned that we need to do a better job of supporting our police. And I want to ask you to support the Public Safety Training Center on Key Road that is up for a vote. I think it's important that we have better training and better screening for our police officers.
Yeah, my name is Michael Wiley. I'm calling about the proposed construction of the quote-unquote cop city in the land that is known affectionately as the Prison Farm, one of the black natural green spaces. I can't think of anything that we need less right now than the proposed building of the facility there. I think that just about every citizen, especially considering the last year, can think of a million different, more productive things to do with that space and with the money than what has been proposed and put on the table. And it's very disappointing that our city council and local government continue to provide lip service to taxpayers instead of taking into consideration what is so clearly the will of the people. And please take this into consideration when voting on this, because this is really, you can't go back from this. And we really need a lot more public services that are about not only keeping green spaces, but providing educational, helpful, healthy resources for the community, and not more public funds being divested into police. And I think you all know this. And that's what really burns a lot of people up the most, is that as city council members, I think you all know that this is not what most people want, your constituents want, but you continue to do things like this. So please use your conscience. Appreciate it. Have a good day.
Hello, my name is Dawn Began. I am calling again to make it clear that I oppose the proposal by Joyce Shepard to lease public lands to the privately owned and corporate funded Atlanta Police Foundation. The surrounding residents in DeKalb County weren't consulted prior to this proposal to lease land. I don't believe that, regardless of what the plan for the land is for, I don't agree that it should be clear cut to be developed at all. Right now, we should be preserving wild land. We should be preserving forest land, not cutting it down. We are exacerbating climate injustice. Cops and cop academies do not keep people safe. City Council has already ignored the wishes of Atlanta citizens when the police budget was increased instead of defunded. So already, when you increased the police budget by 6%, you already showed that you don't care what we've been talking about. You don't care what we want. And then on top of that, you are going to lease this public land without consulting the citizens of DeKalb County, just going ahead and doing whatever you want anyway. Elections are coming up in November, and we are paying really close attention to how much all of you are just not listening at all. Thank you very much for your time. I encourage you all to vote no. I do not go forward with this.
Betty Wilkinson, due to all the crime in the city of Atlanta, I believe and I vote yes to build the public safety center on Key Road. And that's my comment.
My name is William Lackey. I'm calling to state my opposition to the police training facility and asking the Atlanta City Council to uphold their promise to the residents of Atlanta and saving the prison farm and the South River Forest. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Sterling Brodner. I've lived in Atlanta for over 10 years, and I'm calling to urge the City Council to vote no on leasing 300 plus acres of public forest to the Atlanta Police Foundation for absurdly low amounts of money to build a massive privately funded cop training academy. This is against the interests of the people who need green space in the city and don't need more cops training to surveil and oppress the citizens of Atlanta. It's being privately funded by these top corporations. And again, there's a beautiful forest there, and that's what Atlanta needs to continue to have more of. Atlanta does not need this giant cop academy, and there's been no public oversight. There's been no check-ins from City Council with the community, with the neighborhood. And if you did so, as you're hearing on these calls, I know you guys are continuing to get so many of, you would see that the people of the neighborhood, the people of the community, the people of Atlanta as a whole are against this. And you guys are elected officials. Your job is not to cater to corporate interests, but to carry out what's best for Atlanta. And this Cop City training facility where there will be explosives and mock car races and a little city of Atlanta to practice surveilling and oppressing citizens on is not in the interest of Atlanta. And, we're looking at public safety. We need better education, better mental health services, things of that nature will keep us much safer than this, again, bulldozing the forest for this police training facility. Urging you guys to listen to all of these calls you're getting and to vote no on this. Thank you.
Hi, this is Robin, UVA. I live in the Woodland Hills neighborhood, about 3 miles from the site of the old Atlanta prison farm. And I have a comment about the proposed training facility. I want to urge the city to do an exhaustive search for an alternate location for the training center. Once we move forward with the training facility on this remarkable green space with so much potential for our city, we can never get it back. So please don't rush into this. Look for another site for the training facility and give us a chance to make the site at Old Atlanta Prison Farm a one-of-a-kind green space that can be preserved and enjoyed for generations. Thank you.
Yes, my name is Jeffrey Select, and I'm calling in regards to the City Council of the City of Atlanta approving a training center for Atlanta Fire Rescue Department. It is very imperative that the fire department gets a training center. For the future members of the fire department, training needs to be done in-house. We should not be paying anybody to train our cadets or future firefighters for the department. All training should be done within the city. We are very equipped to give the proper training to our future firefighters and EMS responders in our city, as well as a training center for the fire department will also bring about some type of revenue for the city. The Atlanta Fire Rescue Department is very equipped to do training for other surrounding departments that need enhanced training that we put forth every day. So I think it is very imperative that we work towards in a training center for our city. Thank you.
Thank you. And this is William Wilkinson. I vote yes to build a public safety training center on Key Road. Thank you.
Yeah. My name is Erin Collins, and I live in Atlanta, 30030, and I was calling to ask you to please save the Atlanta Prison Farm. It is a place I've enjoyed for many, many years, and it's a beautiful place with a lot of animals, and I know that there's not as many places like that in Atlanta left, so I would really appreciate it if the voice of your people were heard. Thank you very much. 404-510-1884. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Ashley Dixon, and I'm calling to say that I very much oppose the construction of this police training center. We definitely do not need that. We do not need more policing. We should be focusing on reducing police budgets and not building a new police center and bulldozing beautiful forests in DeKalb County. So this land should be left up, to the neighbors surrounding that area. We do not need it. Please do not build this police training center. I'm very much opposed to this and horrified that it's happening. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Alyssa Cobbs. I live just south of East Atlanta Village in unincorporated DeKalb County, very close to the property that is being proposed to be repurposed, the old prison farm that's now being proposed to be a police training facility. And I'm calling to encourage you to vote no to use the property in that way. The property was approved to be used as part of the South River Forest as part of the Atlanta City design that was developed with more community input than this process has allowed for. I am not in favor of the use of property so close to my home to develop a training facility that resembles a city for police to be trained in. Please vote no. Do not allow the use of land in this way. Hi, my name is Alyssa Cobbs. I live just south of East Atlanta Village in unincorporated DeKalb County, very close to the property that is being proposed to be repurposed, the old prison farm that's now being proposed to be a police training facility. And I'm calling to encourage you to vote no to use the property in that way. The property was approved to be used as part of the South River Forest as part of the Atlanta City design that was developed with more community input than this process has allowed for. I am not in favor of the use of property so close to my home to develop a training facility that resembles a city for police to be trained in. Please vote no. Do not allow the use of land in this way.
Hi, my name is Courtney Farrell, and I am calling and urging you to vote no on the ordinance to bulldoze 380 acres of public forest so that the Atlanta Police Foundation can build the COP training facility. I oppose the proposal by Joyce Shepard to lease this public land to the privately owned, corporate-funded Atlanta Police Foundation. This land should be used by the residents surrounding the neighborhoods of DeKalb County and should not be repurposed for the COP city. I urge you to vote no and redirect the funding and land to better resources for the community, because that's more so what we need right now. We do not need additional training facilities for cops. I urge you to vote no. Thank you.
Gloria Tatum, DeKalb County. Well, first of all, the Atlanta City Council adopted the Atlanta City Design and the South River Forest version into your charter. The police training facility is in direct conflict with that plan that the council passed. Number 2, Greenbrier is an abandoned shopping center with no trees to cut down, but the excuse is that it needs upgrades. To upgrade Greenbrier would be cheaper than cutting down almost all the trees on the old prison farm and building everything new. You can't replace the trees, but you can upgrade an old building. There are no tree inventories on this plan. There are no details or plans for what's going to happen to the trees on the forest. There's no transparency about the money. There's been little to no input from the community, and many people are saying this smells like a backroom deal. Also, Bankhead Studio has about 300 acres in that area, so I don't understand why they need part of Entrenchment Creek Park to clear cut, and they've already clear cut so much land in that area that they could use. They don't need to cut down trees in Entrenchment Park. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Mary Harrison. I am an Atlanta resident, and I am calling to voice my opposition to the 50-year lease of the former Atlanta Prison Farms property. I am opposed to this based on its environmentally devastating impact, as well as the importance of this area on a historical basis and its need to be preserved for those reasons. Again, I state my opposition, and I hope that the council will reject this lease and remind themselves of the environmental needs that we have in our community, including the charter of the South River Forest vision. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Jeff Hedwell, Atlanta resident in District 5. I'm calling to ask the council to vote no on Ordinance 21-0367. We need to protect and preserve our city's green spaces and environments and show respect towards wildlife and residents that live in the prison farms and Entrenchment Creek areas. I'd also like to challenge the City Council to shift their energy into efforts that are actually positive and productive to the city, like protecting our green spaces and fighting climate change, not bulldozing forests for the sole benefit of private organizations like the Atlanta Police Foundation.
My name is Veronica Maldonado Torres, and I am in support of the Public Safety Training Center on Key Road. I support the Black and Blue. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Josh, and I'm calling to tell Atlanta City Council to vote no on the ordinance to bulldoze 381 acres of public forest so that the Atlanta Police Foundation can build the cop training facility. I oppose this proposal by Joyce Shepard specifically because I have talked to members of her community, which is probably more outreach than she's done in an entire year. And it's insulting since the last year involved very public displays of APD brutally harming people that she would propose to tear down the forest without really consulting anybody to build this facility that's just going to train people to brutalize more people. I don't think that this serves the community. I think it's a negative for a lot of reasons. And I would ask the city council to vote no because the police and police academies do not keep people safe. I think when people's needs are met, that's when we are safer as a community. And I would rather see city council address those types of issues as opposed to giving the police more money. Thanks.
My name is Ann Dantzler, and I'm a resident of Midtown. I'm calling to express my support for the Public Safety Training Center on Key Road. I believe this is an important investment in the public safety of our city at a critical time. I hope you will vote to move the project forward promptly. Thank you.
Hello, I am an Atlanta resident, and I am calling to voice my support for the immediate building of the training center for public safety on Key Road. This is something that I think is urgently needed, considering the crime rate and increased level of crime activity in the city. And I think that it's important that we support our first responders, our police department, our fire, and our ambulatory first responders to give them the tools, the resources, the training they need to serve the public in the most efficient manner possible. So thank you very much for the opportunity to voice my concern. And again, I am calling to support the building of the training center on Key Road. Thank you.
My name is Howard Katzman, and I'm calling to encourage the City Council committee to vote no on the proposed South River Forest Vision training facility. I have 4 reasons for why I am encouraging you to vote no. One is that the council is not honoring the commitment of the Atlanta city design. 2, the decision dismisses the consideration of reasonable alternatives because no reasonable alternatives have been shown to the public thus far. And the legislation will eliminate the need for alternatives, plus it shuts the public out of the process. They are not required to bring the public in per that legislation. Third, it shows a bad faith in our elected representatives. I know our council people have been working really hard on the myriad of issues before them through COVID and currently, but to pass legislation that accomplishes the kinds of things I'm talking about does not encourage people to participate in the process or feel good about their elected representatives. Fourth, it shows disregard for sections of the city that need green space, especially one that enhances the Entrenchment Creek corridor, which is largely going to be lost as a result of this redevelopment of this parcel for the training center. Thank you for considering my thoughts.
I am in support of the Public Safety Training Center on Key Road. I support the black and blue.
My name is Lou, L-O-U. Last name is Gerland, G-E-R-L-A-N-D. I live at 3986 Randall Mill Road, Atlanta, Georgia, 30327. The reason for my call is there seems to be some question about the Public Safety Training Center, and I just think it is absolutely requisite that we have a new public safety training center. And to my knowledge, the one that is in use now is old, and our police need our support. And God knows we need they need a new public training center. And I hope y'all will approve it and get it going. Thanks so much, and appreciate everything you all do to keep our city safe. I question when I say safe, and we're not safe worth a damn, but this will be a good start to keeping it safe. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.
Hello, my name is Denise. I live in Buckhead. I'm an Atlanta resident, and I'm concerned about crime. We simply have to move forward instead of pointing fingers at either side, which is what we seem to be now. So I am in support of the training center on Key Road, and I hope that you will have the good sense to vote to move that important project forward. Thank you very much for listening. Bye-bye.
Good afternoon. This is Makeda Johnson, a resident of Bond City. For the Atlanta and firefighters to build a new training center. We need to support them
I'm good on this personal building, but thank you so much for your support.
Hi, my name is Teresa Godfrey, and I'm a resident in Atlanta. I live in your city council district of 6. I opposed the proposal by George Shepard at the public land should be privately owned and corporately funded Atlanta Police Foundation. This land should be used by the residents of the surrounding neighborhoods in the DeKalb County. After a year of cops utilizing protesters standing up for racial justice and against police violence and the death of the Shard Book, it's insulting that the city not only voted to increase the police budget, but now intends to invest and to increase, intends to invest further resources and space towards policing and surveillance through this proposed facility. Cops and cop academies do not keep people safe. This training facility will be used to train cops to better use violent repression tactics against weapons and explosive testing and dangerous shooting ranges. It's time that the mayor and the city council address the needs of real working class people living in Atlanta. No more bending over backwards to police corporations and developers. The city must address poverty, systemic inequality, food deserts, police transportation, public transportation, lack of affordable housing, and aid to our homeless community. The proposal by George Shepard takes a democratic process. It just lacks it. The surrounding residents in DeKalb County were not consulted prior to this proposal to lease the land. City Council has a responsibility to seek community input when making decisions, including renters and low-income community members, not just homeowners and business communities. The fact that the bars used to be a prison farm underscores the connection between the legacy of slavery. The fact that this bar used to be a prison farm underscores the connection between the legacy of slavery to modern day policing. Citywide elections take place this November.
Yes, this is Dave Stockert, and I'm calling very much in support of building the police and fire training center on Key Road. I think it's very important to our public safety servants of the city. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Jennifer Cayano, and I live in Buckhead. I am concerned about the uptick in crime and APD's ability to recruit, retain, and train police officers. Please vote in favor of the Public Safety Training Center on Key Road and move this project forward. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Mary Morton, and I live in the Brooktown in Midtown. I am asking the Atlanta City Council to vote in favor of the Public Safety Training Center to be built on Key Road. It's very important for the future of Atlanta and the surrounding area. As you know, we have a terrible crime problem happening at this time, and everything that you do will take care of our future if you will vote in favor. Thank you so much, and we appreciate all that you do.
Hi, my name is Jim Smith, and I was calling to express my concern to my support, actually, to build the Public Safety Training Center on Key Road. There's a lot of crime that's happening lately, and we need more police officers and firefighters have a place to be proud in, and the Public Safety Training Center will be a great place for that. So I'm calling to support the training center being built on Key Road. Thank you.
Yes, this is Kim Renais. I am calling to support building the new Public Safety Training Center. I think it's really important as we try to address the crime issues that confront the city. Thank you.
Hey, my name is Jeff Thomas, and I'm calling to ask City Council to please vote no on Ordinance 21. I think that's incredibly important. It seems like a really obvious way to continue to invest in our community and our city's well-being in terms of its environmental health. I think that's really hard to understate the importance of that. Thank you so much.
Good afternoon. I both live and work in Atlanta, and I am calling in support of the Public Safety Training Center. It's imperative that we build this center now while we have business leaders who are willing to take a large portion of the financial burden off our hands. As you all know, crime is getting worse in Atlanta, and building this center is a crucial piece of fixing that problem. If you look at the proposed plan, this project is also going to open up a lot of public park space that we can all enjoy as well. And I just really don't think we're going to find a better deal than this. We need to do it now while we can do it in a way that is financially and environmentally responsible. So please vote yes on the lease for the Public Safety Training Center. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Ben Cayano. I'm an Atlanta resident, live currently in Buckhead. I'm in the support of building the training center on Key Road, and hope that you will vote to move this important project forward now. Thank you. Bye.
Mark Dodson. I'm calling in support of the new training center. The Atlanta Police Academy is an embarrassment to this city, and so we need to do something desperately to recruit the best we can. And with that current center, we're not able to do so. So please support the Public Safety Training Center. That'll be a great, great help to this city. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Julia Ryland. I live in the Brookwood, a condo at the corner of Palisades and Peachtree. And I'm very concerned about the uptick in crime and the Atlanta Police Department's ability to recruit and retain and train officers. And I very much am in support of the building of the new training center on Key Road. And I hope that you will vote to move positively on this very important project. I feel that we need to train more public safety officers, and I think this project would help us achieve that goal. Thank you for listening to my request.
Hello, my name is Natalie Zellner, Zellner. I am a property owner at 3461 Pine Hill Drive in Decatur, Georgia, 30030. And my property is in proximity of the new proposed public training facility. I'm calling to voice my support. I think that the public training facility will be a huge asset to the area and to the region, and that it will be economic drivers where there are people that are training and teaching businesses that provide lunch or other services are needed. I think it can be a really important hub of activity to continue the positive upward growth in that section of DeKalb County, right there, that city of Atlanta, and a little bit outside of city of Atlanta. So as a property owner, homeowner in the area, I'm calling to voice my support for the Atlanta Police Foundation public safety training, because I think it will add to economic growth and positive development in the area. Thank you.
My name is Sarah Ledford, and I'm a resident and voter in Atlanta in City Council District 1. I'm calling to oppose the proposal by Joyce Shepard to lease the public land to the privately owned, corporate-funded Atlanta Police Foundation to build a completely unneeded training facility. The way that this whole process has gone down is completely undemocratic, and residents have not been consulted on the use of the land. This training facility, which is equipped with a shooting range and explosives testing, will provide police with more dangerous tools and resources to brutalize Atlantans. This land should instead be kept as a public park, actually meeting the needs of the people of Atlanta and DeKalb County.
I'm calling in support of the building of the Public Safety Training Center.
My name is Thomas Fry. I live in Little Five Points, and I support the APD in building a new training facility and would like to see that move forward. I know a lot of people are complaining about the one that in Key Road, but I want them to build it so they can train and have better officers.
Yes, my name is David Johnson. I'm calling in support of the Public Safety Training Center.
Hi, this is Elizabeth at NPUN. I'm calling to state that I absolutely do not support Ordinance 21-0-0367 for the Cop City. At the last APAB public safety meeting, it was made abundantly clear that DeKalb residents were not informed about the building of this Cop City. DF is claiming that for every tree cut down, they'll grow another 10 trees or something. About everything else that lives there. We can plant another beaver or plant microorganisms or plant another bird. It doesn't work like that. This is ridiculous. The cops do not need another playground. No on Cop City. You need to do your research. There are obviously bodies that you do not seem to care. I know you do not listen to public comments at all, but hey, I'm trying.
So this is Julie Shields calling to let you know I'm in support of the Public Safety Training Center. Thank you.
My name is Robert Hughes. I'm a citizen of the City of Atlanta. I'm calling to express my support in favor of building the public training facility on the site where it is being proposed, the old prison farm site. There's been a tremendous amount of misinformation submitted by opponents of this project, calling this site pristine forest when it is not. It was a farm a mere 20 years ago. We need this for our city. We need it now, and we need support of council people who will stand up and do the right thing. Please vote in favor of this.
Yeah, hi, it's Renee Wilkinson, and I'm an Atlanta resident, and I just am very concerned with the uptick in crime, and I fully support building the Public Safety Training Center on Key Road. Thank you. Hello, this is Linda Ebert, and I'm an Atlanta city resident. I must say that it's been very concerning, the fact that the crime has risen, and it just doesn't seem to be getting any better. And it's gotten to the point where, you know, I don't want to get out and go and shop. And I know there are some areas more dangerous than others, specifically Buckhead. And I just feel something that needs to be done. And I mean, if it needs that the policemen need to have more training, then I'm all for the training center and for increasing the training that they get, because it's really I've been in Atlanta a long time. I've never been afraid to actually go and get out and shop and move around, you know, in public in Atlanta before. But I have those concerns now. So thank you for the forum to allow me to speak. Thank you.
Hi, I'm an Atlanta resident, and I am in support of the building of the training center on Key Road now. I'm very concerned with the uptick in crime, and something needs to be done. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Arla McInerney, and I am new to Atlanta. I moved here just before COVID hit, and I have to tell you that this is a beautiful city, and I quite love it. It is really one of the most beautiful cities I've ever lived in. But I'm quite concerned with what's going on right now. The crime, I just don't feel safe right now. I live around the Lenox area because they told me that was a great area to move into when I first chose Atlanta. And I have to tell you that I just don't go out at night anymore. I am fearful of putting gas in my car. It's quite scary out there. And so I understand that this public safety training center is going to not only make sure that our officers are trained, but they need that. I don't feel like safe much, So please vote in favor of that. I believe it's on Key Road, but please, this is Orla McInerney, originally from Dublin, and I now live in Atlanta. Many blessings and happy Sunday to you.
Hi, my name is Lauren Coughlin, and I'm calling to urge members of the City Council to vote no on leasing public forest land to the Atlanta Police Foundation to build a massive, privately funded cop training academy. This deal is undemocratic, and nearby residents were not consulted on the use of this land. The training facility will further militarize police departments in the state of Georgia. If you spend millions of dollars training cops to respond to violent incidents, it will be biased to treat any interaction with citizens where they feel mildly threatened as such. When you spend millions of dollars building a hammer, everything looks like a nail. Additionally, intact forests like these are invaluable. They keep the air cleaner and cooler, which causes nearby instances of heat-related illness to be lower than comparable urban areas without a dense tree canopy. The forest holds the soil together, preventing erosion. And lastly, don't the citizens on the south side of the city deserve their own green spaces? Don't they deserve their own Piedmont Park? By clear-cutting the forest, you'll create problems such as flooding and increased in temperature that you won't have the resources to fix. Don't do this to your constituents. In summary, the City Council should prioritize the needs of the community, such as social services and access to existing green spaces, rather than align themselves with well-funded private police organizations. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Dakota Floyd. I'm a middle school teacher. I live just down the road from Entrenchment Creek Park in the Atlanta Prison Farm. And I got to say, Ordinance 21 is a big no-go for me for a lot of reasons. I think if that were truly, you want to put that land to good use, open it back up, truly make it an actual park. We do not need a massive police training site over there. We're close to the firing range already. That's already a nuisance enough at all hours of the day and night. I mean, you can just text next door and see people. I heard gunshots. Oh, don't worry. It's just the police. But yeah, Ordinance 21 is a huge no-go for me. I think it's going to turn that area into a total blight. I know people are all about increasing home value now. I don't think anybody's home value is going to increase with a police training, but a massive police training facility right there. And not to mention the effect it'll have on the local environment. Vote no, Ordinance 21. I feel like sometimes these decisions have already been made and the public input is totally useless, but I'm trying to do my due diligence as a resident, as a person with a conscience towards the environment and people. Thank you for your time, and hopefully you will vote no to Ordinance 21. Thank you. Bye.
I am Brother Antonio Muhammad, a spiritual being having a human experience. This shepherd is committed shepherdship. I want the members of this committee to know I watched a program on the YouTube. Fulton Times has a program that was suggesting that the people problem was a lot of the person sit inside for 60 days and do some research. But what I saw was appalling. Sheriff LaBox, you're going to have people in the jail that has time to do and want to get out, but they got to fight just to keep their little sandwiches and their little cookies in the day. They got to fight to just want to eat the meal. And then when they go on a emergency road trip, you put the tires on their hands like you're tying up an animal, a wild beast. The people quit crying my pride is too tight, and the police went in and listened to crying. Now, what kind of madness is this? You have Mr. Victor Hill being charged with misrepresentation of humanity in the jail, and then you got on the television saying that you're letting people jump on one another. Literally, you had a man and two of his friends just beat on another inmate, and I'm watching it on television. What kind of madness is this to see darker people allowing darker people to suffer? This is Georgia. For 400 years, we were treated the worst treatment Caucasians could do to a human being. And they were doing it because they were controlling the will of it. The people that supposed to have been free in 1865. We had a law in 1866, the 14th Amendment, said that we shouldn't treat like other Caucasians. But today, what I saw on that television is Fulton County was darker, few people under the leadership of Fulton County treated us worse than it was in 1865. Now, what is this with these preachers you got? These imams you got? We can have people being misrepresented in the street of Atlanta, not having access to work, to selling water to help their mother with the high rent. You can't even get houses in this city to help the poor women and children. What is it that these preachers can call on a God that you can't see, but they can't come to the hall, talk to Miss Sassy, or talk to Miss Tisha Lance Martin? So I say it's time to recognize truth is inedible for the righteous. Brother Anthony Muhammad, Mayor Hotel, we got to do right in this jail, Sheriff.
Yeah, this is Barbara Smeltzer, and I just want to let you know that I'm an Atlanta resident, and I support building the Public Safety Training Center on Key Road. Thank you.
My name is Rachel Burke, and I'm a resident of Atlanta, zip code 30316. I'm calling to oppose the lease of the old prison farm property to the Atlanta Police Foundation. This is being proposed without an adequate input from the public, and this proposal would also create a dangerous precedent in our city. This area is a wonderful green space, and this proposal opens it up to being bulldozed. We need to protect our city green spaces. This proposal also goes against the city's previous proposals for Atlanta and for considering the green space in the city. I urge you to vote against this lease. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Paul Guy Stevens. I live in Wormwood Park, Atlanta. I'm calling to make my opinion known about the South River Forest. I'd like the Atlanta City Council to keep their promise to the residents and not a police training facility. A police training facility is the opposite of something that would help residents. A police training facility is a place where police officers learn to brutalize civilians. This does nothing for the residents of Atlanta, whereas a green space, a peaceful green space, does. Time in nature is essential for good mental health, not police. Save the South River. No police training facility. Thank you. And I will plan to talk to y'all at another time. Take care now. And bye-bye.
Hi, my name is Bridget Riley. I live in DeKalb County, and I'm calling today because I oppose the proposal by Joyce Shepard to lease of the public land to privately owned, corporate-funded Atlanta Police Foundation. This land needs to be used by the residents and the surrounding neighborhoods of DeKalb County, not police. I recently have explored around South Creek and the forest areas over there. It would really be a shame. You know, Atlanta is known for being a city in the forest, and city council will be responsible for the destruction of that. And that's really disgusting. We don't need more police. In fact, Atlanta police need to be defunded. We don't need to create a playground where our police can become even more militarized than they are now. Police don't prevent crime. I think the wave of crime that is happening now, and that I personally have been affected by, is not due to lack of police. It's due to lack of basic necessities. You know, people need basic things in order to live. Much kind of like what the homeless have been asking for, and you all had them arrested as well. Really disgusting. But I really just would like you all to know the death of a forest will be on your hands if you go through with this Cop City. It is absolutely monstrous. It's disgusting, and it's turning our police into military. And I will fight you every single inch of the way. Find and locate your hearts and souls, people. They are not on display. Thank you so much.
This is Ralph Liparata. I live in Joyce Shepard's district. I just want to say that I am against Cop City, and if you represent me, so represent my views. Don't build Cop City and just repair the other cop training facility if you really care about 12. And just don't cut down the trees. We need the trees to be able to live. I don't need my daughter playing in the street when it starts drowning in it, because all the wetlands are going to be gone, and we're going to, anytime it rains, the streets are going to flood. I don't need that. I don't need that on my conscience. I don't need that on my mind. You don't need that on your conscience. So just don't build Cop City. Goodbye.
Hello, my name is Todd Fuller. I'm a resident of District 5, City of Atlanta, and I'm leaving this message in support for the proposed public safety training center. I believe that right now we need to make an investment in the training of our police force to bring it in line with future expectations for policing. And we need to make an investment in the police force to improve morale and overall staffing to bring it up to current standards and requirements. So I am in support of the Public Safety Training Center. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Hi, my name is Bridget Capoletti, and I am calling. I'm a Fulton County resident, District 3. I'm calling in regards to the Atlanta Prison Farm, which is about to become a cop super playground. I'm asking you to vote no and save the Atlanta Prison Farm property to keep your promises that you'd already made to the city as making it a green space for public people. And one more thing. The police have already been using this area as a firing range, which puts lead in the ground. So I believe, according to the EPA, that has to be cleaned up, and it also falls in the category of being a super fund. So there are a lot of things that I would really like to call you, all of you, for voting unanimously to continuously move this forward. So I'm going to refrain. I'm going to ask you to please take into consideration public comment, Joyce Shepard. Don't give press conferences while public comment is going on. And let this remain a public place for the citizens of Atlanta and our future generations. Furthermore, I would like to add that the reasons that you have given for this place to be constructed they're absolutely ridiculous. Like, you put some pictures up of like some rat holes and some exposed wiring. How did you get the permits to build that place anyway? Like, if that's what they have, right? How is that happening? Like, how did it happen in the first place? It's kind of ridiculous. Like, the city has no problem pulling work stop on anybody else, but I guess when it comes to y'all, you don't have to pull permits. Doesn't make any sense. Yeah, you're probably not going to take anything any of us say into consideration, and you're just going to act on your own. Probably, I'm assuming, because you're being paid off by people. Yeah, that's really all I got to say.
This is Owen Talley of Cabbagetown. I'm calling to say that the City Council must vote to preserve the South River green space as a green space, untouched and available to the public. It must not be developed. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Hi, this is Mike Sullivan, and I just want to say I'm in support of the Public Safety Training Center on Key Road. I do support and back our police officers. Thank you.
Yes, my name is Mark Tompkins, and I live at 838 Mentel Drive in Midtown. And we need to address gun violence in the city because it's getting out of hand. I need not go further, but I hope you can do something about this. Regards. Thank you.
Hi, this is Teresa Worley. I support the Public Safety Training Center that the Atlanta Police Foundation is focused on. The crime in the city has become ridiculous. My college-age children went to Buckhead consistently, and now I have asked them not to go due to the crime. So I totally support the Public Safety Training Center. Please continue with this project. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Julie Johnson. I am a resident of DeKalb County, and I work in Fulton County. I oppose the proposal by Joy Shepard to lease the public land to the privately owned corporate-funded Atlanta Police Foundation. This land should be used by the residents of surrounding neighborhoods in DeKalb County, not the police.
Hey, this is Chris Johnson. I am in support of this training center since the city has come to shit, and now people are getting shot every second of the day. So I think the cops need to actually be able to do something about it. So let's say no to the tree huggers and say yes to the training facility. Thank you very much.
Hello, my name's Hunter Worley. I am just reaching out to give you all about my concern and the need for the new public training facility. I think it's going to be something great for our community, and I think with everything going on with crime right now, a change is needed, and I think that's a step in the right direction. Thank you.
I am in support of the Public Safety Training Center on Key Road. I do support and back our police officers.
Hi, this is Candace Chan, and I am calling I live at 30316 in the city of Atlanta, and I'm calling in regards to the Atlanta Prison Farm, and calling to urge my city council person, Carla Smith, to vote no to leasing the 150 acres of the prison farm to the Atlanta Police Foundation, and support the vision of it as a green space set forth in the Atlanta city design, and making it into a regional park that would offer environmental benefits as well as economic development for the community, as well as environmental justice for that particular part of the community. Thank you so much, and thanks for your service.
Hi, this is Casey Hood. I'm a local Atlanta resident. I'm calling to voice my discontent over the Atlanta prison farm that you're planning to put into place. I ask that the Atlanta Council keep their promise to their community. This police training facility is in direct opposition to your commitment to the residents. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. What are they calling?
My name is Patricia Lockett. I am a resident and voter in Atlanta. I live in City Council District 12. I'm calling opposing the corporate-funded Atlanta Police Foundation being put in the area that we don't want it. I think it is totally disrespectful to place that much money in the police foundation when we have homelessness, starvation, gentrification. There are so many needed areas that money could go to, and our city council is voting on something of this nature. Believe this, if that thing passes, none of you will be back in office during election. We will definitely make sure we get Joyce Shepard out of there, and all of you that have promoted this travesty of justice. I oppose a proposal by Joyce Shepard of a corporate-funded police foundation. There is time for doing something different, not adding more places for the police to continue to do business as usual.
Hello, my name is Charles Trammell, and I support the Public Safety Training Academy.
Yes, I am calling in support of the Public Safety Training Center being built to support our police and firefighters. I think this is very important to build up the staff. It's very important for the safety of Atlanta. So I ask that the Public Safety Committee highly consider voting yes to build a complex for these first responders to train. Thank you.
Hi, this is Rhonda, and I just would like to tell you that crime is awful right now, just awful. And I back the police, and we need this public safety training center. We need it now, the one at Key Road. Say yes to our men and women that fight crime.
Hello, my name is Chad Radford. I am an Atlanta resident for 22 years, and I am calling to voice my opposition to tearing down the Atlanta Prison Farm and the South River Forest to make room for the Atlanta Police Training Facility. That forest way too valuable. It's way too valuable of a resource to lose. And I think that there are plenty of better options. If the current facility is in such dire need of repair, then repair that, or build a training facility somewhere on any one of the countless abandoned industrial sites that are already wasted for something like this. There's absolutely zero need to tear down the forest, to kill those animals, to take away so much of a wonderful natural resource. And the thought of that being destroyed to build a facility where police can blow things up it's unthinkable. It's horrible. And I implore you to not pass this ordinance. Thank you.
My name is Don Loft, and I live at 1820 Peachtree in the Brookwood Condominium Building. My wife and I are really worried about the significant increase in crime in Atlanta, and APD's ability to recruit and train and retain officers. Please vote in favor of the Public Safety Training Center on Key Road. We're very much in favor of that project and hope you will support it. Thank you.
My name is Gregory. I'm for sale at Atlanta. I've got completely control and total support of the Public Training Center, having it built immediately. And I denounce anybody who's trying to defund the police or anything to take away from the Atlanta Police Department.
Hi there. First, thank you for everything that you all do to protect our city and everything you do for our city as City Council. I do want to say that crime is very hot right now, and I do not feel safe in this city. And I strongly believe that we need a public safety training center for both police and fire and for the community on Key Road now. And I think this is something that our city needs. So I am in full support of the Public Safety Training Center on Key Road. We really need to build this thing as soon as possible for all of our public safety officials. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Hello, my name is Shannon Williams. I live in Atlanta, Georgia, 30316. I'm calling because I believe the old Atlanta prison farm and that forest needs to stay the way it is, and y'all should leave it alone, and the police need to go elsewhere to train. I am not anti-police. I am for the police. I think it's good. I believe the police need somewhere to train. I don't believe this is the place. I don't believe you should take one of the last little bits of green space and our side of Atlanta and make it a shooting range. Do it somewhere else. Don't do it in my neighborhood. I mean, why would you do it over here? Take it up to Buckhead. I mean, take it somewhere else. Why are you putting it in our side of town? It's always like that. Don't do it. I want to save this old prison farm. I want to save this Southern Forest. It should be left alone. You said you were going to make it a park. Let it a park. Let it be a park. Let it be a park. Let it be a park. Leave it alone. It's beautiful as it is, just as a natural state. Do not make it a police training facility. Thank you. If you want to call, 404-939-2011. Thanks. Do not make it a police training facility. Leave it alone. Do it somewhere else. They have a facility. I'm sure where have they been training all this other time? Thanks. Train there. Stay there. Expand on that place. Don't come to the old prison farm. We don't want this in our neighborhood. Thank you.
Linda Adams, Tri-City residents calling in support of the new public safety training facility for the police department and the firefighters for the city of Atlanta. Okay.
Hi, this is Mike McLeod. I'm calling to state that we absolutely need the new fire and police training facility. It's inconceivable with the state of the current training facility and the amount of crime and lack of support for the police and fire department that we wouldn't do this.
Hi, my name is Aaron Moore, and I wanted to voice my concerns on the rising crime in the Atlanta market. I also wanted to raise my support for the new training center on Key Road. I would ask that you please vote yes for the new training center to help our police departments and help secure better crime and public relations with the city. Thank you.
My name is Nicholas Stewart. I'm calling to voice my support for the new training center to be built for ATL police and firefighters. And up with where it says you do not need to give your name. So there's that.
Hello, my name is Michael Wright. I live in Atlanta, Georgia, and I'm calling about the vote tomorrow. And I hope that you will preserve and save the old Atlanta prison farm.
I think most people that have lived in this city long enough know what that means and don't want that to be overdeveloped and all that. So calling to ask you to please preserve and save the Atlanta Prison Farm. Thank you. Bye.
Yes, my name is Brad Rutherford, and I'm calling to voice my support for the Police Training Center on Key Road. If you would, please vote yes. Thank you.
Hannah Gadiant, I'm a resident of downtown Atlanta, full support of the police in the training facility for police in Atlanta. Thank you. Bye.
My name is Nirvana Scott, and I was calling in regard to the development of, I believe it is a movie studio, some sort of movie studio, and also a training facility for the Atlanta Police. And that this would require the destruction of over 300 acres of forest and green space. And I just thought I would ask questions about how this affects homeowners that live in the area. Just knowing that many people do enjoy living near green spaces, and what the input of those folks were, and additionally the actual, like, any reasons for why current police training facilities cannot be renovated for that purpose. So it's unclear why we need to demolish this green space for these reasons. That's my question. Thank you.
Hi, I'm an Atlanta resident, and I support the building of the Public Safety Training Center on Key Road now. I'm concerned with the uptick in crime, and something must be done. Please vote yes of the building of the Public Safety Training Center on Key Road. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Patrick Nichols, and I'm a resident and a voter in Atlanta. I oppose the proposal by George Shepard to the lease of this public land to the privately owned corporate-funded Atlanta Police Foundation. This land should be used by the residents of surrounding neighborhoods in DeKalb County, not the cops. Cops and cop academies do not keep people safe. This training facility would use suppression tactics against Atlanta civilians, weapons and explosives testing, and dangerous shooting ranges. It's time that the mayor and city council address the needs of real working class people living in Atlanta. No more bending over backwards to please corporations and developers. The city must address poverty, systematic inequality, food deserts, public transportation, a lack of affordable housing, and aid to our homeless communities. This proposal by George Shepard takes lacks the democratic process. The surrounding residents in DeKalb County were not consulted prior to this proposal to lease the land. City Council has a responsibility to seek community input when making decisions. This includes renters and low-income community members, not just homeowners in the business community. The fact that this forest used to be a prison for them underscores the connection between the legacy of slavery to modern-day policing. Citywide elections take place this November, and voters are paying close attention to your vote on the Cop Academy and issues related to policing and incarceration. We are prepared to vote you out.
This is Landon Harrison. I believe we need a training center for the fire department because it will help us provide quality service to the members of our community.
Brody Perloff. I just wanted to say that the citizens depend on us, and we depend on our training, and it is unacceptable that the Atlanta Fire Rescue Department doesn't have a adequate training facility. So this absolutely is a necessity to be passed. Thank you.
Hey, this is Megan Kaiser. I live in District 12. I'm calling to, first of all, say, well, shoot, maybe I should give my reasons. Maybe that'll give me more of a chance to be heard and listened to. So I'm opposing the leasing of an area in Southwest Atlanta for the new cop training facility. The number one piece that makes me oppose this is that this was not presented to the community following our norms, following Atlanta City's norms. And I realize that this swath of land is kind of a anomaly in terms of the zoning that applies to it, and that it doesn't have a neighborhood attached to it. But all I have to do is say that to know that there's some sneaky things that happened here. some loopholes that were found so this project could be pushed through without regard to the citizens of Atlanta. And these are costs. These are something that the citizens pay for, whether they like it or not. But even if we don't get to the taxation level, let's just talk about normal humanity. This wasn't done right. And I mean right, I don't mean well. It was done well, but it wasn't done right. Secondly, we need tree cover. We need spaces for flood water to go. No, just find a different place and put it through the correct democratic process to get the city's support. Stop doing this here in Southwest Atlanta when it's not wanted and nobody's gone through the right steps in terms of talking to the community about getting it there. Please stop pushing this through. There are other alternatives. Y'all know that. It's not right to do it here, at least without putting it to the community first in a real way. So thanks for listening to me. Bye.
My name is Aiden Chamel, and I support the police academy.
Hi, I'm a Buckhead resident. I'm concerned with the uptick in crime. I just think that something needs to be done. I'm hoping that you'll please vote yes to the building of the Public Safety Training Center on Key Road to help with this issue. Thank you.
My name is Ross Hegvit, and I'm an Atlanta resident and voter. I'm in City Council District 5, and I'm paying very close attention. I want y'all to know that I think it's a terrible idea to lease this land to the Atlanta Police Foundation to build that cop city and ruin this forest. Way too many acres. It's unnecessary. It's an insult to all the work that's been going on and all the terrible things that's been happening, and you really shouldn't do it. Thank you.
My name is Meadow Overstreet, and I'm an Atlanta and DeKalb resident both. I'm calling to voice extreme opposition to the proposed training facility at the prison farm. The last thing the communities need is more aggression training, and what our police really need is humanities training, de-escalation training, racial bias training, and community engagement training. This proposal serves not one person, not one community, but private corporations who really are the only people that stand to benefit here. Maybe when the police department improves the results from their constantly growing militarization, then we can think about some more funding. Who gives more money to a failing company? I'm not sure. I don't think that's the way that we go. Let the APF prove that it's capable of management and reform before putting another dime into expansion in any form. Not only that, but the blindedness of using the prison farm is beyond reprehensible. It's unbelievable and ignorant of these times. And then lastly, there's already a scarcity of public parks on the south side. Heat waves, there's air pollution, there's flooding, and if anything is short-sighted here, it's the tearing down of the actual lungs of our city. I strongly, strongly oppose. I also oppose this kind of backdoor way and method of going about this. There's been a lot of agenda issues that have been announced after public comment timings and things like that. It's just, the whole thing is just a mess.
Hi, my name is Carol Wade McGuffey III. I live at 558 Wimbledon Road, Northeast, Atlanta, Georgia, 30324. I'm in Piedmont Heights neighborhood, and I'm very concerned about the level of crime that has risen recently, and I'm very concerned about our police force and their ability to do something about this uptick in crime. And I would really hope that you all would vote in favor of providing the police force the tools and facilities that it needs to do its job and to do it well, particularly in light of the rising crime recently. And so I'd ask that you vote in favor of the training facility on Key Road, as I believe that additional facilities are needed to ensure our police force is able to do the job that they need to do. Please vote for safety for the residents of this community, and thank you for your time. Hi, my name is Carol Wade McGuffey III. I live at 558 Wimbledon Road, Northeast, Atlanta, Georgia, 30324. I'm in Piedmont Heights neighborhood, and I'm very concerned about the level of crime that has risen recently, and I'm very concerned about our police force and their ability to do something about this uptick in crime. And I would really hope that you all would vote in favor of providing the police force the tools and facilities that it needs to do its job and to do it well, particularly in light of the rising crime recently. And so I'd ask that you vote in favor of the training facility on Key Road, as I believe that additional facilities are needed to ensure our police force is able to do the job that they need to do. Please vote for safety for the residents of this community, and thank you for your time.
My name is Anthony Malloy, and I'm a resident and voter in Atlanta. I live in City Council District 2. I oppose the proposal by Joyce Shepard to lease this public land to the privately owned, corporate-funded Atlanta Police Foundation. This land should be used by the residents of the surrounding neighborhoods in DeKalb County, not the police. After a year of cops like harming protesters, standing up for racial justice and against police violence, and with death for Rashard Brooks, it's insulting that the city not only voted to increase the police budget by 6%, but now intends to invest further resources in space for policing and surveillance through this proposed facility. Citywide elections take place this November, and voters are paying close attention to your vote on the police academy and issues related to police incarceration. We're prepared to vote you out if your decisions don't reflect our priorities as a city. Thank you.
Yes, I'm an Atlanta resident, and I'm calling in support of the Public Safety Training Center. Living in Midtown Atlanta, street racing, and all the uptick in the crime. I sure wish you guys would get behind this great initiative and give us support. I'll support it. Thank you.
This is Karen Russo, and I received a message from the Brookwood residence condos where I live, and I am just calling to express myself about the new police training center that could possibly be on Key Road. I am in favor. I am grateful. I think it's a great thing to do for the city of Atlanta, and I hope that it will go through. Thank you.
Hello there. Good afternoon. I'm an Atlanta resident, and I'm in support of the building of the training center on Key Road. Thank you very much. Please take this into consideration.
Hello, this is Dr. James Kenneth West. I'm a resident of the City of Atlanta, and I am calling to endorse the Public Safety Training Center. Would be my hope that will be passed and implemented. The city is in dire need of qualified officers that are as prepared as possible for their safety and for the safety of the public. And this is a critical need at this time when the streets are so riddled with crime, and many citizens are reticent to even go out to their shopping. The city is in a state where if something is not done, then we have to wonder just exactly what is going on down in our city government. Please endorse this as quickly as possible, and let's put an end to this situation that is making this city a national travesty. Thank you.
My name is Rebecca Daviel Lakine, and I'm a resident and voter in Atlanta. I live in City Council District 5. I oppose the proposal by Joyce Shepard to lease this public land to the privately owned corporate-funded Atlanta Police Foundation. This land should be used by the residents of surrounding neighborhoods in DeKalb County and not by police. After a year of police brutalizing protesters standing up for racial justice and against police violence and the death of Rashard Brooks, it is so insulting that the city not only voted to increase the police budget by 6%, but now intends to invest further resources and space towards policing and surveillance through this proposed facility. And police academies do not keep people safe. This training facility will be used to train police better, just to use violent repression tactics against Atlanta civilians, weapons and explosive testing, and dangerous shooting ranges. I want to note that I'm reading off of a script, and others might read off of the same script. rather than take this as any sort of mark against how meaningful or personal this message is, I want you to think about the fact that individuals across the city are organizing against this motion, against this proposal. There is a groundswell of resistance to this proposal, and truly everyone we speak to is against it. So please do what's right for the city and oppose the proposal for the Cop City.
My name is Jennifer Ivey. I'm a resident and a voter in Atlanta. I live in the City Council District, DeKalb. I oppose the proposal by Joyce Shepard to lease this public land to the privately owned, corporate-funded Atlanta Police Foundation. This land should be used by the residents surrounding neighborhoods in DeKalb County, not cops. After a year of cops brutalizing protesters standing up for racial justice, and against police violence in the death of Rayshard Brooks, it's insulting that the city not only voted and increased the police budget by 6%, but now intends to invest further resources and space towards policing and surveillance through this proposed facility. Cops and cop academies do not need people safe. The training facility will be used to train cops to better use violence repression tactics against Atlanta civilians, weapons and explosive testing, and dangerous shooting range. It's time that the mayor and city council address the needs that real working class people live in Atlanta. No more bending over backwards to please corporations and developers. The city must address poverty, food deserts, public transportation, lack of affordable housing, and aid to our homeless communities. This proposal by Joyce Shepard lacks the dramatic process. The surrounding residents in DeKalb County were not consulted prior to this proposal to lease the land. City Council has a responsibility to seek community input when making decisions, including renters and low-income community members, not just homeowners and business community. The fact that this forest used to be a prison farm underscores the connection between the legacy of slavery and modern-day policing. Citywide elections take place this November, and voters are paying close attention to your vote on the Cop Academy and issues related to policing and incarceration. We are prepared to vote you out.
Hello, my name is Anna Kurian. I live in East Atlanta Village. My representative is Council Member Archibald, and I'm calling to tell City Council, including the Public Safety Committee, to vote no on leasing 300 acres of forest to the Atlanta Police Foundation. I was a public defender for 11 years in Fulton County and saw firsthand how the police mistreated African Americans in Atlanta. And I believe the City Council should prioritize the needs of the communities rather than align themselves with the police. This is a time during coming to the end of the pandemic when working families are struggling. We need housing, we need jobs, we need affordable childcare. And I don't think that City Council should vote yes to give this land to the Atlanta Police Foundation. I believe there are a lot of other things to do to help hardworking Atlantans. Thank you.
Hi, this is Yvonne Chanel. I'm calling to ask the support for the Atlanta Police Training Academy is very much needed. The citizens appreciate it. Thank you, and please support the public training facility for the police academy. Thank you.
Yes, my name is David Dantzler. I'm a resident of Midtown, and I'm calling to express my strong support for the very prompt approval and construction of the Public Safety Training Center on Key Road. As we are painfully aware, crime is on an uptick as our police officers are retiring, resigning, and suffering from morale. I can think of nothing more important to help us recruit, retain, and properly train our officers and other public safety workers for 21st century policing and public safety service than having a state-of-the-art facility. That's achievable, and I hope the council will move promptly to approve the ground lease to the Atlanta Police Foundation so that this project can proceed. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Tracy Coleman in Atlanta. I'm calling to voice my support for the Public Safety Training Center. I would urge you to please consider allowing that to go through. I believe that anything that we can do to train people to provide safety for our city is desperately needed this critical time in the city's current state. Thanks very much for your consideration. Bye.
Bailey Edom. I'm an Atlanta resident, and I am in support of the building of the training center on Key Road.
Hey, this is Megan Kaiser. I live in District 12. I'm calling to, first of all, say, maybe I should give my reasons. Maybe that'll give me more of a chance to be heard and listened to. So I'm opposing the leasing of an area in Southwest Atlanta for the new cop training facility. The number one piece that makes me oppose this is that this was not presented to the community following our norms, following Atlanta City's norms. And I realize that this swath of land is kind of an anomaly in terms of the zoning that applies to it and that it doesn't have a neighborhood attached to it. But all I have to do is say that to know that there's some sneaky things that happened here, some loopholes that were found so this project could be pushed through without regard to the citizens of Atlanta. And these are cops. These are something that the citizens pay for, whether they like it or not. But even if we don't get to the taxation level, let's just talk about normal humanity. This wasn't done right. And I mean right, I don't mean well. It was done well, but it wasn't done right. Secondly, we need tree cover. We need spaces for floodwater to go. So just find a different place and put it through the correct democratic process to get the city's support. Stop doing this here in Southwest Atlanta when it's not wanted and nobody's gone through the right steps in terms of talking to the community about getting it there. Please stop pushing this through. There are other alternatives. Y'all know that. It's not right to do it here, at least without putting it to the community first in a real way. So thanks for listening to me. Bye.
Hello, my name is Charles Trammell, and I support the Public Safety Training Academy.
My name is Patricia Lockett. I am a resident and voter in Atlanta. I live in City Council District 12. I'm opposing the corporate-funded Atlanta Police Foundation being put in the area that we don't want it. I think it is totally disrespectful to place that much money in the police foundation when we have homelessness, starvation, gentrification. There are so many needed areas that money could go to, and our city council is voting on something of this nature. Believe this, if that thing passes, none of you will be back in office during the election. We will definitely make sure we get George Shepherd out of there, and all of you that have promoted this travesty of justice. I oppose the proposal by George Shepherd of a corporate-funded police foundation. There is time for doing something different, not adding more places for the police to continue to do business as usual.
Thank you.
Okay. What are they calling
Yes, I am calling in support of the Public Safety Training Center being built to support our police and firefighters. I think this is very important to build up the staff. It's very important for the safety of Atlanta. So I ask that the Public Safety Committee highly consider voting yes to build a complex for these first responders to train. Thank you.
Hi, this is Rhonda, and I just would like to tell you that crime is awful right now, just awful. And I back the police, and we need this public safety training center. We need it now, the one at Key Road. Say yes to our men and women that fight crime.
Hello, my name is Chad Radford. I am an Atlanta resident for 22 years, and I'm calling to voice my opposition to tearing down the Atlanta Prison Farm and the South River Forest to make room for the Atlanta Police Training Facility. That forest is way too valuable. It's way too valuable of a resource to lose. And I think that there are plenty of better options. If the current facility is in such dire need of repair, then repair that, or build a training facility somewhere on any one of the countless abandoned industrial sites that are already wasted for something like this. There's absolutely zero need to tear down the forest, to kill those animals, to take away so much of a wonderful natural resource. And the thought of that being destroyed to build a facility where police can blow things up it's unthinkable. It's horrible. And I implore you to not pass this ordinance. Thank you.
My name is Don Loft, and I live at 1820 Peachtree in the Brookwood condominium building. My wife and I are really worried about the significant increase in crime in Atlanta and APD's ability to recruit and train and retain officers. Please vote in favor of the Public Safety Training Center on Key Road. We're very much in favor of that project and hope you will support it. Thank you.
My name is Gregory. I'm in Forsyth, Atlanta. I've got completely control and total support of the Public Training Center, having it built immediately. And I denounce anybody who's trying to defund the police or anything to take away from the Atlanta Police Department.
Hi there. First, thank you for everything that you all do to protect our city and everything you do for our city as city council. I do want to say that crime is very hot right now, and I do not feel safe in this city. And I strongly believe that we need a public safety training center for both police and fire and for the community on Key Road now. And I think this is something that our city needs. So I am in full support of the Public Safety Training Center on Key Road. We really need to build this thing as soon as possible for all of our public safety officials. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Hello, my name is Shannon Williams. I live in Atlanta, Georgia, 30316. I'm calling because I believe the old Atlanta Prison Farm and that forest needs to stay the way it is, and y'all should leave it alone, and the police need to go elsewhere to train. I am not anti-police. I am for the police. I think it's good. I believe the police need somewhere to train. I don't believe this is the place. I don't believe you should take one of the last little bits of green space in our side of Atlanta and make it a shooting range. Do it somewhere else. Don't do it in my neighborhood. I mean, why would you do it over here? Take it up to Buckhead. I mean, take it somewhere else. Why are you putting it in our side of town? It's always like that. Don't do it. I want to save this old prison farm. I want to save this Southern Forest. It should be left alone. You said you were going to make it a park. Let it a park. Let it be a park. Let it be a park. Let it be a park. Leave it alone. It's beautiful as it is, just as a natural state. Do not make it a police training facility. Thank you. If you want to call, 404-939-2011. Thanks. Do not make it a police training facility. Leave it alone. Do it somewhere else. They have a facility. I'm sure where they've been training all this other time. Thanks. Train there. Stay there. Expand on that place. Don't come to the old prison farm. We don't want this in our neighborhood. Thank you.
Brenda Adams, 5 City residents, calling in support of the new public safety training facility for the police department and the firefighters for the city of Atlanta. Okay.
Hi, this is Mike McLeod. I'm calling to state that we absolutely need the new fire and police training facility. It's inconceivable with the state of the current training facility and the amount of crime and lack of support for the police and fire department that we wouldn't do this.
Hi, my name is Darren Moore, and I wanted to voice my concerns on the rising crime in the Atlanta market. I also wanted to raise my support for the new training center on Key Road. I would ask that you please vote yes for the new training center to help our police departments and help secure better crime and public relations with the city. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Nicholas Stewart. I'm calling to voice my support for the new training center to be built for ATL police and firefighters. And I'm just reading where it says you do not need to give your name. So there's that.
Hello, my name is Michael Wright. I live in Atlanta, Georgia, and I'm calling about the vote tomorrow. And I hope that you will preserve and save the old Atlanta prison farm. I think most people that have lived in this city long enough know what that means and don't want that to be overdeveloped and all that. So calling to ask you to please preserve and save the Atlanta prison farm. Thank you. Bye.
Yes, my name is Brad Rutherford, and I'm calling to voice my support for the police training center on Key Road. If you would, please vote yes. Thank you.
Hannah Gadiant, I'm a resident of downtown Atlanta, full support of the police in the training facility for police in Atlanta. Thank you. Bye.
My name is Nirvana Scott, and I was calling in regard to the development of, I believe it is a movie studio, some sort of movie studio, and also a training facility for the Atlanta police. And that this would require the destruction of over 300 acres of forest and green space. And I just thought I would ask questions about how this affects homeowners that live in the area, just knowing that many people do enjoy living near green spaces, and what the input of those folks were, and additionally the actual, like, any reasons for why current police training facilities cannot be renovated for that purpose. So it's unclear why we need to demolish this green space for these reasons. That's my question. Thank you. My name is Nirvana Scott, and I was calling in regard to the development of, I believe it is a movie studio, some sort of movie studio, and also a training facility for the Atlanta police. And that this would require the destruction of over 300 acres of forest and green space. And I just thought I would ask questions about how this affects homeowners that live in the area, just knowing that many people do enjoy living near green spaces, and what the input of those folks were, and additionally the actual, like, any reasons for why current police training facilities cannot be renovated for that purpose. So it's unclear why we need to demolish this green space for these reasons. That's my question. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Patrick Nichols, and I'm a resident and a voter in Atlanta.
I oppose the proposal by George Shepard to lease the lease of this public land to the privately owned corporate-funded Atlanta Police Foundation. This land should be used by the residents of surrounding neighborhoods of DeKalb County, not the cops. Cops and cop academies do not keep people safe. This training facility was used to train cops to better use violent repression tactics against Atlanta civilians, weapons and explosives testing, and dangerous shooting ranges. It's time that the mayor and city council address the needs of real working class people living in Atlanta. No more bending over backwards to please corporations and developers. The city must address poverty, systematic inequality, food deserts, public transportation, a lack of affordable housing, and aid to our homeless communities. This proposal by Joyce Shepard takes lacks the democratic process. The surrounding residents in DeKalb County were not consulted prior to this proposal to lease the land. City Council has a responsibility to seek community input when making decisions. This includes renters and low-income community members, not just homeowners in the business community. The fact that this forest used to be a prison for them underscores the connection between the legacy of slavery to modern-day policing. Citywide elections take place this November, and voters are paying close attention to your vote on the Cop Academy and issues related to policing and incarceration. We are prepared to vote you out.
This is Landon Harrison. I believe we need a training center for the fire department because it will help us provide quality service to the members of our community.
Brody Perloff. I just wanted to say that the citizens depend on us and we depend on our training, and it is unacceptable that the Atlanta Fire Rescue Department doesn't have a adequate training facility. So this absolutely is a necessity to be passed. Thank you.
Hey, this is Megan Kaiser. I live in District 12. I'm calling to first of all say, well, shoot, maybe I should give my reasons. Maybe that'll give me more of a chance to be heard and listened to. So I'm opposing the leasing of an area in Southwest Atlanta for the new cop training facility. The number one piece that makes me oppose this is that this was not presented to the community following our norms, following Atlanta City's norms. And I realize that this swath of land is kind of a anomaly in terms of the zoning that applies to it and that it doesn't have a neighborhood attached to it. But all I have to do is say that to know that there's some sneaky things that happened here, some loopholes that were found so this project could be pushed through without regard to the citizens of Atlanta. And these are cops. These are something that the citizens pay for, whether they like it or not. But even if we don't get to the taxation level, let's just talk about normal humanity. This wasn't done right. I mean right, I don't mean well. It was done well, but it wasn't done right. Secondly, we need tree cover. We need spaces for flood water to go. So just find a different place and put it through the correct democratic process to get the city's support. Stop doing this here in Southwest Atlanta when it's not wanted and nobody's gone through the right steps in terms of talking to the community about getting it there. Please stop pushing this through. There are other alternatives. Y'all know that. It's not right to do it here, at least without putting it to the community first in a real way. So thanks for listening to me. Bye. Hey, this is Megan Kaiser. I live in District 12. I'm calling to first of all say, well, shoot, maybe I should give my reasons. Maybe that'll give me more of a chance to be heard and listened to. So I'm opposing the leasing of an area in Southwest Atlanta for the new cop training facility. The number one piece that makes me oppose this is that this was not presented to the community following our norms, following Atlanta City's norms. And I realize that this swath of land is kind of a anomaly in terms of the zoning that applies to it and that it doesn't have a neighborhood attached to it. But all I have to do is say that to know that there's some sneaky things that happened here, some loopholes that were found so this project could be pushed through without regard to the citizens of Atlanta. And these are cops. These are something that the citizens pay for, whether they like it or not. But even if we don't get to the taxation level, let's just talk about normal humanity. This wasn't done right. And I mean right, I don't mean well. It was done well, but it wasn't done right. Secondly, we need tree cover. We need spaces for flood water to go. So just find a different place and put it through the correct democratic process to get the city's support. Stop doing this here in Southwest Atlanta when it's not wanted and nobody's gone through the right steps in terms of talking to the community about getting it there. Please stop pushing this through. There are other alternatives. Y'all know that. It's not right to do it here, at least without putting it to the community first in a real way. So thanks for listening to me. Bye.
Hey, this is Meg.
That concludes the public comments, Madam Chair.
Thank you. We just heard the last 30 minutes with duplications. I think we've heard those voices at least 3 to 4 times. So next time, let's check the system and make sure we get that right. But thank you all for everyone who's still here. I don't know if we can do a roll call, but I know I've been listening to people talking to me via text saying the same thing that we're hearing duplicates. But we heard the people tonight. So that's the main thing, is that we heard them. So with that, we will now officially adjourn the meeting. Thank you all for hanging in here until 10:30 tonight. And I will see you all tomorrow. Have a good evening.
Thank you. Good meeting.
All right.
Good night.
Bye-bye. Good night. Good night. Good night. Good night. Good night, John Boy.